are claiming that the people are fed up with this NPP-led MDA government. So what do you have to say on this? And that the people will not vote for the MDA government.
No, I think that as we draw closer to the elections, such kind of you know narrative or rhetoric will come about where people will start talking about how people are not happy. But one or two people mentioning that does not reflect the mood of the people. I think the best way to gauge the mood of the people is um, elections wherein they will cast their vote and they will finally give their views and their whether they have accepted or whether they have appreciated the performance of the government or not. That is when the elections are held and the results are declared. It will speak for itself.
But we have seen the opposition attacking the MDA government on a daily basis on corruptions and other mismanagement of administration. What do you have to say on this, sir?
Well, I think that those people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones at other people's houses. The opposition, when you talk about, are also people who have been in the ruling government. There have been many accusations which have been hurled against them, and they are also answerable for all those accusations. But just to throw stones and just to point fingers at others, I think, and that too with unsubstantiated facts, is I think unsubstantiated data is I think very wrong.
The AITC spokesperson, Sakat Gogale, called for a debate on these issues, controversial and especially Sabagya scheme and smart meter. So CM and Deputy CM declined to do that. Will you be okay with that?
I think Honorable CM has been very clear that if all the ministers in the government were to start engaging in public debates, who would come to the secretariat and who would do their work? So I think that we appreciate the concerns of Mr. Gokhale. I mean, he's very free to express his views. But then I think, challenging the Honorable Chief Minister or the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister to a debate, I think that's something that's not required because the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister, they have been very accessible to the press. They have taken questions from all of you. The press is the fourth estate, and all of you are the voice, of the people who would like to ask questions on behalf of the people of the state, and they have been answering those questions. I think that should suffice.
How do you see the prospect of the AITC being a new entrance in Meghalaya politics?
Well, that's for the people to judge. I think people will eventually cast their vote and will eventually, whether they accept the AITC or they don't, we will have to see that after the elections in 2023. But as of now, I would just like to say that without having fought a single elections and by having, just hijacked, some of the MLAs and brought them into their fold, I don't think that gives them the right to, say that they are the voice of the people and they represent the voice of the people. It is elections which actually give the mandate to people.
So the Khasi Jayantia Christian Leaders Forum recently had a prayer meeting opposing the setting up of casinos here, and there's also a growing demand for repealing the Gaming Act. Your thoughts on that?
I think that I appreciate the concerns of the forum, and I think that it's very important for us as a government to listen to any voice of concern that comes up by a group which represents the church. And I would like to also tell you this, that I will be setting up a meeting to discuss this issue with them and to see how we can take things forward.
So we have seen that from Indians, a lot of doctors are going to Guwahati FLOs. And in fact, if doctors in such a way start leaving our state, it will not be good for
I
us.
cannot, make a comment on that because migrants is something that is an institution run by the government of India. So I don't think it's in the fitness of things for me to comment on that.
Recently, police used force to disperse the agitating teachers, and there was no proactive steps on the part of the government to deal with the situation. Action against those who were involved. Your take on that?
I'm sorry, Joseph, I didn't get your question.
Use of force against the contractual teachers who were agitating. They were annoyed and wanted to know your response to that.
No, I think that it was uncalled for, any kind of force used on not just teachers but any section of society who wants to peacefully protest. I think it's very uncalled for and very unfortunate. It should not have happened.